Hello, everyone. Audio check. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm going to jump in and start with the Schumann. And then I've got a fun Canva presentation for everybody. And I really want you guys to jump in and play along with this. There's so much going on. Okay, great. Thank you. I see you in the comments. Welcome from Cornville, Arizona. Welcome. Hello. All right. All right, I'm going to jump in. I am recording this too, so it'll be available later for everybody if you need it for reference. Lots of stuff going on. You can see this light show for one. So let's start about this. Okay, you can hear me. Awesome. Here we go. So I haven't seen you guys since the end of the weekend, right before the weekend, but this happened on Saturday, and this was like really, really high frequency. That was a big zapparoni there for us all. And then let me move the melon. Move the melon this way. Here we go. So you can see Sunday, yesterday, pretty much all day was purging. This is all purging here still, and integration. Okay. I don't know why it said add a subheading. Canva got away with itself there, but there's no subheading to that. It's purge and integration here. And then this started at 8 p.m. Pacific time last night. And you can see I just pulled this at 11 and there was still more light coming in. And this is really, really high frequency. These are here to illuminate the truth. These are here to illuminate the truth, which is helping others awaken. And it's helping those of you who are awakened to access higher levels of consciousness, which is broader awareness. Now, here's the side effect of all of this is, and I'm sure you guys are seeing this in your field because I'm seeing it all the way around, lots of people being easily triggered, lots of emotional body stuff coming up. And then there's an equal amount of this, what I call holding the beach ball underwater. And it was so funny because after this big thing came in on Saturday, I did a meditation and I said to my guides, what would be great to talk to the Love Train community all about? And they gave me name your beach ball. So that's what we're going to do today and what I'm doing. And mind you, this isn't meant to make anybody feel embarrassed or rotten. This is meant to show you that this is just coming up for clearing. Some of this stuff that's clearing is not even from this lifetime. So keep that in mind. And so sometimes you're like, why am I feeling this way? We don't need to know the why. We just, when that emotion comes on, just know, oh, you're here for healing, right? We become the higher self. So really, this is going to help everybody hopefully go to a higher level of observation over what's coming forward for clearing. And if any of the information coming forth triggers you, bingo, you know, oh, wait a minute. What must I believe is true that this truth is triggering me? If you go into, oh, you don't understand, shut up, human lady, then you're just not there yet. It's okay. But it's all coming forth with absolute love and to help remember all higher consciousness is an awareness. And many of the people that you perceive are triggering you, you had a soul agreement to trigger each other to help in the awakening process. And typically the one who steps forward and is in going through the awakening process first, they're the one that everybody's dragging on your leg going, no, 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 don't change. That's not safe. Don't do it. So, you were the brave warrior that said, I'll go first. And then, that in many cases, that means the rest of the family's going, what's wrong with you? That's not how we roll in this family, right? Lots of pressure. I'm seeing a ton of family guilt and pressure and judgment. And this will hopefully help you to see a way to hold your light, stay in your power, and still get through it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I love it. Happy birthday. Enjoy it. London's in the house. Welcome. Wow, we've got New Zealand and London. I love it. The love train is rolling. Yes, Maria, be grateful for the triggers. Well, because the trigger is literally your body's intelligence telling you, hey, this needs to be cleared because this beach ball can't go to the 5D with you, right? So we can. And I know that sounds crazy, like be grateful for things that used to tick you off royally, but that is how we roll. That's exactly how we do it. That's how we get into our mastery. And so, all right, so again, this was, you can see, started 8 p.m. last night. These are like super high frequency. And now the other thing that we're seeing is in the collective, there's mayhem. There's mayhem. Why? Because when I say all truths, that means hidden pockets of greed, dishonest governments, all of these things. And we don't need to get into conspiracy or any of that. We don't need to. Our job is not to judge it. Our job is not to observe it, because what we give our focus and attention to, we recreate. So you guys are here because you chose to come forward, be on the forefront, be a way shower. So our focus is, what do I want to create? So if you feel judged or attacked or in a victim mode, you're recreating that feeling instead of focusing on what you choose to create. And so I'm going to try and find a loving way here for you guys to help you see which of these beach balls might be holding, holding you, that you're trying to hold underwater, because the more light that comes in, the beach ball gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And we can have compassion for everything. They're just not awakened yet. They're just in an unconscious state. That's all it is. No one came here to ruin your life, I promise. Um, yeah. Okay. I love this question. Seems like everyone is triggered. Helen, I would not going to go with everyone, but is there a bigger amount than the previous weeks? 100%. So this information I'm going to share today will help, and I'll help you with how I approach it. And it can be uncomfortable as a coach too when you say to someone, I understand that you're triggered, but do you understand this isn't even about what I'm saying? Like, this came from your relationship with your mom and it didn't get healed. So now you're picturing me as your mom and going, you're freaking out. So that's what happens. The noodle recreates the negative situation that's not healed, and it can be in a completely unrelated circumstance. But when you recognize the core behavior or the emotion that's coming up, why am I triggered? That's where you can start healing. So let's see. Someone said, what confirmation? Huge familial issues arose recently. My mom and I triggered each other yesterday. Yes, it's quite possible your souls made that agreement too. How weird is that? We both cried and were able to talk about it and actually understand each other. Wow, you're lucky, because so sometimes you can come to an understanding. And what it is, can you see her as a divine being? And can she see you as a divine being? Now, in many situations right now, one of you is holding the light as you're a divine being. I know who I am. And then the other person may not see that yet. So if they can't see their divinity in themselves, they can't see it in you. They still see you as little Johnny or little Susie, who's, hey, you're disrespecting, right? So it's great when you can get to that point of compassion and understanding and just saying, oh, she's just on her journey, and she's in an unconscious state. Now she can't understand. Sometimes they literally can't hear your message. And so that's where that compassion comes in, and focusing deeply, deeply on shining your light. So this is where we're all being called upon, specifically you guys. You came to the love train because you were drawn to this journey energetically. And so it's never giving your power away for any reason, standing in your light, because what we radiate out is what we send into the collective. So your journey as a soul focused into a human body is for the benefit of all. But you don't do it by focusing on what's outside. You do it just by holding Gandhi, be the change you wish to then see. So this is that, be the creator of your outward reality, and knowing and understanding that around you are people operating in different realities because they're choosing their own reality and creating it. And so it's being cautious of any entanglement. And the name the beach ball is going to really help a lot here. Okay, all right, so someone's talking about, okay, so Teresa, so I understand hurricanes are events that are scary to experience, right? So what is the outcome that you want? Please help. What steps can my human take to feel safe? And focus on the outcome you want, and don't tie it to old memories of other hurricanes that you've witnessed. And I know it sounds like it's really hard to overcome, but I used to be terrified of earthquakes. Like, I moved from New York to LA, and all of a sudden my whole building's rocking and rolling. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally thought, this is it. I came out here to the sunshine for beautiful sunshine, and I'm going to die in a pile of rubble. What? And then now I was able to completely flip that and just really look at it from a broader perspective, which this is Gaia releasing energy. Hurricanes are a Gaia releasing energy. She's self-healing. And I understand that there's humans and properties in the way of that. And we can have compassion for that, and we can have an understanding, and we can do our part to help support those. But the biggest amount of help that you can give, including to the collective, is to find that peace in yourself and saying, okay, I'm going to see Gaia healed. I'm going to see all my neighbors healed and safe. And then from that point, what guidance feels good? What feels like the best move for me? And how can I take action from here? So I hope that helps you. And I understand that those are big events, but it's all the weather that's happening right now is part of Gaia's ascension, which is our ascension too, as well. So really ground into Gaia, and just practice as much as you can going into peace, and instead of attaching it to old memories, because the noodle will keep you in fear. The noodle's job is fear. Okay. I love you so much. Thank you for bringing that forward, because I know it's a very, there's some back-to-back events happening, I know, in the US. So just you can be the power there. You can spread your love there and literally help calm the fear around it, just by holding your own space. That's how powerful we all are. Um, yeah, let's see. So what says the high frequency? Yeah, these frequencies are like the highest that we've ever. It started with this one on Saturday, major, really, really high. So, all right, let me switch over. I'll show you guys the chakra chart, and then I'm going to present these. And I want you to hear from you guys and let me know in the comments if any of these resonate with you. Because here's what happens: a lot of these beach balls that I call that you're holding underwater, they're shadows. You don't even realize. But then different situations are coming in your face, triggering them. But if you've gotten really good at holding the beach ball underwater, you're like, nope, 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 not letting it go. But it's going to keep growing and getting bigger. And what's on the other side of it is your freedom, is your freedom. So let's see, someone said looking for information about the ongoing magnetic pole shift. Well, that's part of Gaia healing. So Gaia's whole energetics was inverted. So when we had the fear matrix in place, which is now dissolved, the 3D fear matrix dissolved, Gaia's whole entire energetics were inverted. Now the pole shifts are or have been a normal part of Gaia's evolution. Okay. So her magnetics are constantly ascending, just like our bodies are constantly ascending. So it is ongoing. It's not going to be like all of a sudden, okay, everybody get ready if we're going to like do a backflip, like or flip up in the air like a dolphin. Uh-oh, is she just going to like, so it's not like we're all in an hourglass and we're going to get dumped upside down. This has been ongoing, and we've been integrating all of these changes in her magnetics because all the energy comes to us and through us. So yeah, the pole shift is not a scary event. She's basically self-correcting to her natural alignment. And so are we. We're going back to our organic timeline too. So everything is divinely planned and in unison. So very cool. All right, let's take a peek at the chakra chart. Let me see if I can the Zoom changes on me every 5 minutes, and then it's let me see, here we go. Okay, let's look at where are you hiding. Here we go, chakras. And then I'm curious to hear your feedback on the here we go. All right. So you can see, I'm going to start with Saturday. You can see how high frequency this is. When you look at this versus previous reports and see how high this frequency is from the baseline, it's phenomenal. I mean, and you can see it's across all chakras, including the root. And then hang on, let me move the melon, la, la, la. So you can see here, this was integration with some purging, but the purge is real. The purge is real because we're not bringing any situation that existed in negativity and fear. None of that's coming with you in your 5D reality. So, but it is all being healed and reconciled. And so that means we have to look at it. We have to look at it. Now, there are many, many, many things that are being healed that it's not even coming, your human's not even aware of it. But if there's something that's in your field, it means that you're holding on to it with your free will. And just it's maybe either in your pain body or again in your subconscious, and you're just hanging on to it. And so when we acknowledge it, right, we see it first, see it, acknowledge it, feel it, to heal it. Okay, so that's the path. So here you can see this is the from last night starting at like 8 p.m. and you can see, look, this goes for over 12 hours. So 12 hours of persistent energy is a lot. So let's see. So, oh my gosh, thank you. I love your note. Yeah. So, all right, let's get to the fun part. I mean, my guides literally called it Name That Beach Ball. And then they gave me like, oh my gosh, we got some beach ball names going on here. So let me find this screen and share it with you. And I'm going to go through each one and drop it in the comments below if this is you. So if you say, oh, that one's me. This is where your healing begins. Okay, here we go. Get this rocking. And so you'll see nobody likes me. I don't like people. Nobody understands me. I don't like my body. This is a big one in the collective. I've suffered my whole life. So it's that sense of hopelessness. Showing emotions is a sign of weakness. I just want my parents to be proud of me. Ooh, heavy one. I can't disappoint my mom, which you know is going to be followed by, I can't disappoint my dad. All of these is places where you're unconsciously giving your power away. I'm the black sheep of the family, right? What is that? I don't belong. I have to respect my parents, right? Mom and dad know what's best for me. I'm not good at anything. False. I'm afraid to feel. Emotions are scary. Big girls don't cry. And then what do we tell the guys? Suck it up. All right. This is another collective energy. I'm always sick. So this contradicts your body's intelligence that your wellness is assured. I don't deserve this. It's another big one. I haven't done enough to deserve this, right? That old lie, no pain, no gain. Why doesn't anyone believe me? I'm not worthy. You must suffer or sacrifice to be spiritual. I can't manifest. They're all collective fears. I have to adjust my light so others around will feel better around me. That's that tone it down. Sharing my truth is selfish. I need to be perfect. Making mistakes is embarrassing, so I strive for perfection. When other people feel bad, I do too. Nobody loves me. Putting myself first is selfish. I'm a servant for humanity. That's another false belief about spirituality. I'm not qualified. I'm not enough. Yeah, someone said, you feel it in the solar plexus. Yeah, because it's yucky. It's a dense energy, and that's your power source. See? So our solar plexus is where our power source is. So, okay. So if any of those resonated with you, that gives you an idea of where to, right, where to look. So someone's saying, okay, nobody understands me, suffered most of my life, suck it up. Yeah. Okay. So those are all things that got created in the fight or flight mind. And nobody understands me. So the perspective to see that from your higher self, how your soul sees it, is that they weren't seeing you as a divine creator of your own reality. They were seeing you only from what they were capable of seeing you at the time. In other words, they were unconscious. So this was all unconscious judgment of you. And then we were, all told, oh no, don't emote, no, you're to be seen and not heard. If you need to cry, get out of, get out of here. Or worse, you were emoting and then told, stop crying, right? Shut your emotion off so that that emotion can be stuck with you unhealed until the light comes in and says, wait a minute, I need to let that go, right? Manifesting financial security. Yeah, these are all false collective beliefs. Um, yeah, I don't like my body. I'm often sick. I'm not enough. Yeah. So the body one is very, very strong in the collective. Yep, Robin, I'm not qualified. Yeah, I'm not qualified is a big one because we were taught like the only way to be successful is that you get, right, you get good grades in school and then go to a great college and then get that big job. That's the only way you can be successful. No one said, "Oh, what dream is in your heart?" Just follow that. Just follow that. That's where your abundance is, because your abundance comes from your heart, not the noodle. The noodle can only make noodle soup, right? The purge is very real. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when we name these, but the reason I'm bringing these forward and naming these beach balls, um, is because you do look at it and go, oh, wait a minute, is that me? And for some of you, maybe you cleared part of it, but is there still that sense of judgment that comes forward? And so I want to talk about, I did a quantum healing on the weekend, and I'm going to tell you things in the collective that were being healed. And this can help, this can maybe help you gain, because once your inner child gains an understanding around this, that's when it's healed and it's letting go. But your inner child is not weak. So there's a misperception too, I'm seeing in the collective, that I need to protect my inner child. No, remember, you have compassion for your inner child and patience with your inner child, and you stand with them in your power, not from a sense of weakness. They are a powerful creator, and they know that they come from source. So they know that, but they need an understanding around the event that triggered this behavior, that triggered the fight or flight. And once they gain an understanding, then the healing happens. So what I'm doing here with this, these are actually ways of triggering your own awareness. So it's a positive trigger. I'm trying to trigger awareness here so that you can say, okay, that's me. Why don't we delete? Well, Maria, great question. So all of these were created by us. We created our own reality, unconsciously. If it's stuff you didn't like, it was unconsciously created. And it's a combination of experiences that your soul chose to have, that your soul is now completing, healing and reconciling. So the old programming from the matrix must be healed. It must all be reconciled and transmuted back to love. We're alchemists. So we're just transmuting it back to love and light so that we're creating completely from a clean slate of light and love. So and if all of this stuff had dumped forward in one full swoop, you can imagine, look at what's happening right now in the collective energy in the planet with those who are still unconscious. There's a lack of understanding. They don't know why their emotions are bubbling up. They don't know why they're being triggered because they're not looking inward yet. They're still looking outside saying, all of this is happening to me. When we shift from all of this is happening to me to how could this be happening for me? Why do I feel this way? Why am I triggered? Now we can, right? Now we can help it to heal. So here are the things that came forth in the quantum healing. And this is really interesting. This could make some light bulbs go off. There was a circle of fear energy happening that was self-doubt, heavy self-doubt. And the reason that the noodle came up with for staying in self-doubt is because, well, if you're not in self-doubt, then you're arrogant. And then it was, so I don't want to be arrogant. So these two conflicting energies in the noodle said, you have no other options. You're going to doubt yourself because the opposite of this is that you're arrogant. You're a show off. You're obnoxious. You're selfish, right? And not saying that being you and being authentic is your truth, right? So any situation where you feel energetically or emotionally that you must be either or, you're either this or that, that's limited. And then you know that that's the noodle's way of making you think you're safe. So just to be safe and not catch yourself being arrogant, just stay in self-doubt, right? I'll just stay in self-doubt because I don't want to be arrogant, right? And instead of saying, oh, wait, when I'm standing in my authentic truth, that I'm free to be me, right? Another quantum energy that's being healed is fear of following your heart. This is massive, right? We were never told. Did anybody, when you were growing up in school, say, hey, what dreams in your heart? No, they threw a math book at your desk and said, anybody that gets anything below a D doesn't move on, right? So, it's very rare. And in the instances where people really did follow their heart, then they're feeling abundant in their passion because they are following what's in your heart. By the way, you can follow your heart and then you can play something out to its extent and then say, okay, I feel complete in that. So following your heart doesn't mean that you have to commit to an entire lifetime to this. It just means right now, this feels good for me to pursue. And now you're in alignment with your soul. And then your soul knows what to drop in as the next step for you. Then another thing is, why might you be afraid to be you? Massive judgment, massive judgment. And families are loaded with judgment because especially if everybody's in that fear mode, this is how we do it. And I saw some of you had that black sheep, and because there was something in you that did not feel real about that. I don't resonate with them. And that was you standing in your power. But it was perceived as, doesn't play well with others. Yep. Oh, you don't fit in our family. Sorry. But the truth is that your soul chose that journey because you were able to then go within as a part of that. Many, many of you awakened as a result of experiencing a trauma because you said, I want this to end. Why am I really here? So it's all going into the heart and allowing that and trusting that what's in your heart is all yumminess. There's nothing negative. So if something feels yucky, if you get feedback from someone that feels yucky, ask yourself, okay, wait, is that in my head? Am I receiving that in my head? Or how does my heart feel about this? Is this loving advice? Or is this saying anything like you're too much, you're not enough, you don't know what you're talking about, you're unqualified? All of that, is yucky. That's not in your heart. That's the noodle. Then the noodle's trying to double down on it. So this is when you can say, you know what? The person giving me this advice is not on my frequency, and that's okay. But I don't need to absorb that energy, nor do I want to entangle. I'm going to focus on what do I want to create? What do I want to create? I want peace. I want harmony. And I can forgive my family. I can forgive you because you're on your journey and you're just not seeing where I'm at right now. And that's perfectly fine. So it's that awareness around, am I being entangled or not? That's the key. Another one that was that this was such a massive healing that came forward. There was a false energy that came, they showed it as a veil, and it was a veil of doubt directed at spiritual people, meaning those seeking the truth, anybody seeking, why am I really here? And this is ancient. It's ancient. So this is going back to early incarnations that just came forward to be healed in the collective. And that is that if you were seeking the truth, you were targeted to feel doubt because they didn't want the truth of who you really are to come forward, because that keeps you in separation. Oh no, if they realize they're source creator, I don't have any power over them. I don't have any power over them. So it's a really interesting energy that was literally hovering like a veil over people choosing spirituality. And there's a lot of I know there's many in this community that have shared with me that your families said, no, we're not spiritual people. Well, I tell you, you're a spiritual being focused into a body. Of course you are. Like nobody, you spirituality isn't something that all of a sudden showed up. You're a light being focused into a body, and so it's the awareness, it's that awareness that's growing now, and your curiosity about it is those are little breadcrumbs from your soul that led you here. And so yeah, those are big things that are coming forward for healing. But the big thing is, if you feel hurt or burnt or not understood by someone, is to go, okay, wait, what's the truth here? What's my truth here? Am I self-expressing? Am I self-expressing through the lens of love, or am I self-expressing through fear? So if you're self-expressing through fear and saying, uh-oh, somebody in the 5D is not hearing me, it's because it's a lower frequency that you're choosing. And I'm not saying you're choosing it on purpose. This is with love. That is what needs to be healed. Why am I feeling attacked? Why do I feel unheard if you're looking at it through those lenses? Someone's saying, I have been having a lot of triggers and a lot of clear confirmations for at least one friendship of where I have always put more energy for our friendship than her. And we've been friends since we're young. Oh my gosh, Angela, thank you for bringing that forward. Very common right now. Because what do we say? Okay, well, I have to be a loyal friend because we've known each other since we're young. But what happens is she's in a different part of her journey. And we were taught things about friendship too, that, okay, you've got to stay in there, even if you're doing all the giving, and so when it's not harmonized naturally, when you can no longer be authentic, it's you for now. And they always say for now because they could awaken and it can all shift, right? They'll have their own realization. But for now, anything that's dropping off, and that's how it happens. It's not a big dramatic moment where you go, you know what, I was a giver all this time and you're just been a selfish receiver. And I'm going into 5D and you're not there yet. So, right. It's not like that. It's not a dramatic thing. You will see that it's kind of like they just kind of fade. And then your focus must be on my holding my power and staying in my power and knowing who I am is my priority right now. That's the priority for all of us right now. And so it's just watch for guilt in that situation. And what were you told about friendships, and what's your obligation and responsibility? We always have to give the love to ourselves first. And then if you're in a situation where, or where somebody, oh, they're just hanging around you because your light's on. And so I'm going to bring my, I want to, I, instead of shining my own light, I'm going to stay in dark and dungy and then go hook up with Angela. She's got her light shining bright. And so it's an awareness around that, because it, you're sensing um, you're sensing the contrast in your frequencies. And when it no longer serves you, that's where you stay in your power and know that that's in your best and highest good, and theirs, and theirs. And by you staying in your light, you're actually influencing them in a more powerful way. Let's see. Okay, someone says, always told my dreams were not possible, and it didn't matter what it was either. Yeah, separation. Let's stay in separation. Don't change. Don't change. But the truth is, everything that's in your heart was what your soul wanted to experience here. And as soon as you start indulging even the teeniest things, um, you know, uh, that's how you move forward. It's funny because I have blue nails right now. I was reminded early in my coaching career when I had a client she had been recently divorced. And so I said to her, like, what are you going to do for fun now? Because she was all restricted and limited and listening to it. And then it's like, I'm free right now. And she said, I always wanted blue nails. She said, but I went and got a manicure and I could hear his voice in my head and it didn't. And I was like, oh, what? So that's how powerful when we get programmed. She felt judged. And, it took her a couple of months and she finally sent me a picture of her with blue nails. And she said, I get blue nails every week now. I had no idea how empowering that could be, but that she allowed that somebody else's judgment of her to take that small little thing that brought joy in her heart, and then that led to her really following her energy. So when it's in your heart, even if it's a teeny thing, and you say, this is going to make me feel good right now, that's when you do it. That's how you're aligning with your higher self. um let's see. Yes, Angela, you can still give her love. You can absolutely love her and love her from a place of power for you. So, right, we can have love and compassion. That's just where she's at on her journey. And the other thing is, Angela, when you shine your light, other beings of light, like look around you in this chat, also known as the love train, surround you, right? And so be open to new connections coming in who are on your frequency. And there's none of that fear or doubt that's existing there. And it's going to be a mutual energy exchange, because they're going to be energetically compatible with you. So I hope that helps. Um, let's see, did I get, okay, total black sheep, never felt belonged anywhere in my family and couldn't handle my light. Oh gosh, I hear you, girl. I hear you, girl. Oh my gosh, like mine outright called me the black sheep. Outright, you're a pain in the ass. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. All the above. Yep. And I now can look back and go, oh, I was the one that raised my hand, had a nice meeting with all those souls and said, I'll go forward and be the one that awakens. And it's again, seeing everybody in their divinity and then knowing that they were just not seeing you as a divine, powerful creator. The same thing holds for anybody who has like adult children saying, why won't my lump on the log get motivated and do something with their life? um, Know that, stop seeing them as useless or unmotivated, and then say, wait a minute, they're a powerful creator. How can I help them stay in their power? I'm going to stay in my power and just be the love. Just be the love. And so it's it's a practice, right? But knowing too that they may have had a soul agreement with you to say, I'm going to trigger mom. I'm going to trigger her at a certain age so that she can awaken, right? So a lot of the family ties are awakening, and be be super aware around how you're defining your own spirituality too. Don't take somebody else's definition of it, because there's a lot of false beliefs too around spirituality. And so just make sure that this resonates with me 100%. This feels good in my heart. If there's any kind of a question mark that if the noodle's getting involved, then you've left the heart space, right? So, thank you guys so much for being here today and jumping in and sharing what's coming forward for you. And just know, It is perfectly normal right now if this heavy stuff is coming out. And why are so many people triggered? Just, this is where our main focus right now, if anybody's saying, what's my purpose right now? Your main purpose right now is to hold your light. Hold your light and know that anything yucky that you're feeling is coming up for healing, is coming up for healing. So um, I have another group coming up on Saturday, October 26th, and this one's going to be so powerful because I was guided to put together a session around body intelligence. So, how does the body respond to our thoughts? How does the body respond to what's going on in your physical environment? So, I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about the pain body, which can a lot of us created a pain body that then feeds itself. So we're going to be doing very specific exercises and talking about this to see how are you communicating with your body. And like for me, this is one of my mojos because I decided 20 years ago my physical body wasn't going to get sick anymore. And that's the communication that I have with my body's intelligence. And this is like how important it is. If you don't like how your body is reacting, if you feel like it's sick all the time, and then you're saying, bad body, bad body. I don't like how you look. I don't know how you act. The body's intelligence says, okay, we want to still be bad. We want to still see ourselves this way. Okay. So versus how can we make that shift to, I created this amazing, miraculous vehicle to have an experience in a body on earth, right? And how do we get to that wellness point? So that's going to be one aspect of the next group ascension and healing class. And then we're going to talk about the pain body. What exactly? So our emotions and our physical body communicates back to us. And I think this is going to help a lot of people right now. Many of you are focused only on these are all ascension symptoms. They're not. Some of them are, I need to be healed messages. So I'm going to talk about the pain body and how to recognize, is this an ascension symptom or is this my pain body telling me that I'm holding on to something? And so you're going to learn about how your body communicates things back to you that need to be healed. Okay. And then I'm going to do a manifestation exercise that just came through on a channeling group that I did that is absolutely magical. Because I know for a lot of us, it's like, okay, so I have to be in love and light and I want to manifest money. And I have to be in love and light and I want to manifest wellness, but my body's aching. Or where's the love of my life? Where's my playmate? I'm looking for him everywhere and he's not there, right? Lack. It's the lack. So how do you create that energy? And so I have a very specific manifestation exercise that we're going to do. And because I have time, I've been making templates for you guys too. So there's going to be some templates. So if anybody says, no, I don't know how to do that, or I can't write a letter, you're going to have a template and then you can just tweak it and add in your own yumminess because it has to be unique to you. And including also looking, starting a business or what's my next career, all of this stuff. So it's going to be a manifestation exercise and I'm going to have templates for all of these areas of your life. It's going to be yummy, yummy, yummy. Let's see. Someone said, oh yeah, devil child. Oh yeah. Heard that one. Heard that one. Yeah. And I said, oh yeah, well, I guess that's why I was born into hell. Yeah, I had an answer for all of it because I was just like not having it. Okay, so I will post in the comments below. Oh, I knew it. I don't think I recorded this. Anyway, it'll stay up as a live. But I will put in the description below for anybody that does want to participate in the next group healing. There will be a healing as well. So it's going to be, we draw out what needs to be looked at. And then there's also going to be the third part of the session will be a healing, and that's individual and group. So both will be possible. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys. This is really, we're in a pivotal point here where beautiful energies are coming here for us, and it's a combination of also letting go, letting go, letting go. And So I hope that this helps you guys. And I love all of you, and I care deeply about all of you and your journeys. And because I know you wouldn't be here if you didn't want better, you didn't want to create a perfect and beautiful life for yourself and for the people that you love. So I honor you for being here, and I will see you all very soon.